everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations, and I'm here today to share with you a tutorial on this little project that I made during the last Country Craft Creations retreat. We did a welcome summer retreat, and I had some leftovers from a project that Kim Rannells did, and I will link you to her channel. This project that she used this paper on won't be on it because it was for a retreat for Country Craft Creations, but you can see all of the other amazing, beautiful stuff that she makes. So I'm going to link that to her, and I'm also going to link to Country Craft Creations so that you can see about future retreats and things that are coming up. The packages are loaded with items and they're just fantastic. Made some really great projects, and I'll put a quick picture in right now. And then you can see that we had just fantastic projects and full boxes of amazing supplies, and we had a lot of fun. So if you're interested, go check that out. But so I had a few sheets left over from Kim's project, and I made this little folder, and all it is just a little ephemera folder that I created just to kind of keep the little bits and pieces that I had left over. So I had like some of the journal cards left over from the collection. I had these little bits and pieces for cut aparts and things like that. I also had enough little bits and scraps of paper that I went ahead and used some dies that I had and just cut like little tags out of the pieces that were left over and just made an ephemera folder of the stuff for this collection. I made some tags too. So really cute tags out of the paper collection. So I just wanted to have a place to put all these little kind of bits and pieces that I had. So I used what was left over and created this folder. It even has a little pocket for the skinny little pieces for like borders and things like that. And then I was asked if I would do a tutorial on how I put this together, so I said I would. So that's what I'm going to do today. And this is really simple, and it came about because I had 2 pieces of full 8x8 papers left over with this collection, and then all the little bits and scraps to add to it. So that's how I made it. Very simple, very easy. I thought I would show you the tutorial really quick on how to do it. So I went through my collection and I found my leftovers from this collection. This is Soar by Country Craft Creations. Again, an exclusive collection for Country Craft Creations. And it's a gorgeous, beautiful, I mean, the colors are vibrant, butterfly themed paper that is absolutely gorgeous. And I had, wouldn't you know, 2 sheets of full 8x8 left over. So it was perfect to make this project. So I grabbed these 2 sheets. I'll put this off to the side here. I did have just bits of scraps and stuff from things that I have, you know, left over from projects that I had made. So I went through there and cut the pieces out that I needed for this to make it exactly as I did. And then I also wanted to share with you, so this is one of the reasons why I made it, because if you have all these little cut aparts, you can cut them out, get them ready, put them in your ephemera folder, and then when you're ready to like make a card or something, you are good to go. So I have some that I have cut out and in this little plastic bag. So my plan is that once I get this folder done, I'll cut these out, and I'm just going to hand fussy cut them out and then put them in this bag, and then they're ready to go to embellish whatever I decide to make with them. Out of the scraps here, I can do like I did in this folder, and I can go ahead and make tags. I could cut tickets. I could, even out of the bigger pieces, cut like 4x4 cards and make my own like journal cards. There's, you know, options are endless with the scraps that I have here. So, you know, I will have a really nice place to put them. And then this pocket here will be big enough to where if I don't do anything yet, I can put these in here, and then that will keep it nice and secure. So let's get to the tutorial. It is really easy. So you do need 2 full pieces of 8x8 pattern paper, and you need to decide which is the front and which is the back. So I had this page here, and then I have this page on the back here, or on the front, I should say, has all the beautiful butterflies and the flowers. So I decided I wanted this for the front of my little folio. So this is going to be my front, and I'm going to put it in my scoreboard, and the measurements actually came, let me tell you this too, came from the Graphic 45 paper when I was looking at it, because it had this checked line here, and so I decided to score it there, and then I just kind of did the same thing over here, and that's where I got the measurements for this. This is 5 1/4 by 8. So if you're going to do it the same measurements, then you're going to put it in your scoreboard front up, and you're going to score at 1 3/8, and then you're going to score at, I'm going to make sure I'm doing this right, 6 5/8, okay? 1 3/8 and 6 5/8, okay? That is your front cover. Then you're going to take the piece that you're going to use for the back. So I had this piece here. So that's what it looks like. I wanted this to be on the outside. So I'm going to, on the outside, I'm going to take this and I'm going to score it at 2 3/4. Okay? So that's it. That's all you have to do. And then I'm going to take and fold and burnish. So this is going to be the back of my folio. So when you open it up, this is that flap that had that pocket to keep the border strips and things like that in it. Here's my front. I'm going to fold this one over to the inside, this one to the inside. So this becomes the front of your folio. When you open it up, this will be that one side pocket, and then this is what is going to attach to this, okay? So I'm going to attach it just like this, and I'm just going to completely glue it down. So I'm going to grab my art glitter glue wherever I cleverly hid that from myself, and I'm going to just grab my glue, and on this one flap on the inside, put my art glitter glue, and then I'm going to place this, and I know it's kind of hard to see because of the design, but I'm just going to put that right to the score line, top and bottom, okay? So it folds down, and that becomes that outside spine. Okay, burnish that down, and that's it. Okay, so then you have this right here. This is going to help become a pocket. So I went through my scraps and I found some pieces to recreate this, and I'll just show you. It was just pieces that I had left over. I mean, there was no rhyme nor reason to any of this. It was just what I had left over. So I had this piece here that I just trimmed down so that it would fit right here, and then I'm just going to glue this down like that. Now I do want to double check and make sure that it's not going to go into the fold too much, so I am going to trim a little bit of this off. So right now it's at 5 1/4. I think I'm going to take it down to like 5 1/8 and just take that off, and then that way I won't compete with the scores. And then if you want to notch punch it, you can, but it's going to be underneath here, and I did not do that for the original project that I did. I just left it straight, and it doesn't have to be, you know, it could be any height you really want, but it needs to be low enough to where if you have like 3x4s, you know, you can pop those in there and still get them out. So that's gonna just glue here. Now there's you don't really need to glue this side because that pocket will keep it open, but you do have to glue the bottom and the other side. So I'm gonna do that. And I chose the pattern on the other side without the butterflies just because it wasn't as busy. And I'm just going to glue that right down there. Okay, so I just glued this side here and the bottom. Okay, and then you have an option, which I didn't do in the first one, but I'll tell you about it. So in the first one, I pretty much glued this section completely down. But what you can do is... And I glued it up here. Okay, so I glued it here, and then I glued this whole section down over this pocket, and it became kind of this big L pocket. If you want, you can glue this section here, glue a line here, and then glue a line here, and then this becomes another tuck pocket as well. Okay, so I'm going to do that this time because I want to see what it looks like. So I'm just going to put a line of glue here, and where the top of that pocket is right here, I'm going to put a line of glue here, and then I'm going to put a line at the bottom. Okay. Now the other thing too, let me take this off for just a second because I could redo it. We'll glue that down. So then basically what we have right now, and I'm giving you some options here. Okay. Right now what we have is a big pocket here that goes all the way to that fold. Okay. My bone folder's all the way in there, and it goes all the way down here. And then you have a tuck pocket here. Okay, I should let it dry a little bit more before I do that, but there is a tuck pocket right here. The glue line here is keeping that closed for this pocket here, and this is open. And the reason why I'm thinking I might do that with this project, and I'll show you why, is that I have some taller pieces And I want to make sure that if I decide not to cut anything right now, that I can actually add my bigger pieces into this pocket. We've taken up some of the space here with just gluing the bottom shut, so it is going to stick up a little bit above the top of that folder. So if you want to leave that open, you can. In this particular one, when I did it, I did not do that. I glued the top to it because I didn't have any big pieces and I didn't think about that. But when I was looking at these papers, I thought, well, maybe I should leave that open so that I could accommodate bigger papers. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do this time. So if you want to do that, then what you can do is get one of your corner rounders here, and then you could just corner around that edge, maybe, if you can get your fingers to work, and then you can make it pretty, okay, and then make that folder. Okay, so that's all I did with that, and then you can decorate and everything, but then you can see you can have that for a tuck spot as well. Okay, on the inside, what I did was just add a couple of strips of patterned paper just to make some pockets for smaller ephemera pieces. Okay, so what I ended up getting was I just went through what I had and grabbed a couple pieces of paper, and they're just going to glue like here and here and just create 2 more pockets. I did use my envelope notch to punch a little notch, and these are, I'll just tell you what the measurements are, 5 1/8, and this just happened to be a strip that was 1 5/8, so they're both 1 5/8 by about 5 1/8, and that's important to make sure it just, you know, doesn't go past the score lines here. Okay, so I'm just going to take these 2 and glue all 3 sides like so, and then those will become tuck pockets like that. Really simple, using my scraps to make my scrap holder, and functional, like super functional. I can decorate it any way I want, and I know which collection it came from, because what I can do, and what I probably will do, is use the cover sheet here to decorate the front, and then keep it in my stash of Country Craft Creations papers. And then when I go to make like a card, because I have so many scraps with this, I can go ahead and make a bunch of cards. I'll have all of my stuff together and ready to go, and in a pretty folder. And then when I'm done, when I use up all the things, I can use this for something else. So it's, you know, win-win. Okay, so have my 2 pockets. So they're just 2 simple glued pockets. On this flap here, I decided to, I had some papers that I really wanted to use this pattern here, so I ended up cutting triangles out of it, and then I decorated them with these strips here, just to hold really small items like this cute little, look at that cute little super cute ticket I have here, and this little teeny tiny tag I had. So but they're big, so big enough to hold stuff. So I grabbed these 2 papers and I cut those. So what I ended up doing was cut a triangle. Let me show you. So this was 2 5/8. So I had a little piece, and I liked the butterflies for the first one, and then the butterflies for the second one. They kind of came upside down if I do it like I did in my original. Okay, so what I can do is just, you know, flip this over and use the other side for that. Okay, or if you want to keep the butterflies, you can just turn the pocket this direction. I wanted the pocket to be this direction because then it would kind of be less apt to maybe fall out, my items fall out, so that's why I wanted to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them both this way, but I'm going to do one with the butterflies and then one without the butterflies, okay, just for a little bit of contrast here. So I'm just going to put glue on the 2 corners here, and again, these were 2 5/8 by 2 5/8 inch square, and then just cut it at a diagonal and you have your pocket. Okay, and just put it all the way to the edge on the bottom, and then on that right side, and then you just have your other little glued pocket, and you can decorate this obviously any way you want. So you could even use some of those little cut aparts to decorate everything and make it real super pretty. So this would be a cute project, not only for like you know, holding ephemera and saving it for when you're ready to make your cards and stuff like that, but this would be a great gift You could make this like in Christmas paper. I know that Country Craft Creations has a lot of great Christmas papers, and you could make like a card kit and put various things in here and then give that as a gift. I'm really thinking about doing that kind of thing. I think it'd be really fun. You could put stamps, you could put cards and envelopes in here, all that stuff. So I think this would be kind of a really good multi-purpose project for that. All right, so then this one here, I put a little pocket on the front here, and this is a taller pocket. And again, I did it because I had like these border strips that I wanted to keep and use for something else. So that's why I ended up using that space for kind of a taller pocket to tuck things in. Now you can see this one's not as wide as the one I'm using today, but again, it just depends on what scraps you have, right? So I use the envelope punch again, just to punch a little notch, and then I chose this paper. I'm just going to glue it on the 3 sides, and then I'm going to put this here. It's not quite as big as that page, so I'm just going to kind of center that so I have a little bit of border all the way around it. And now I have a taller pocket to put things in. Okay, so little border strips. So like if I took my scraps here and like found like this skinny scrap, this is pink and it's gorgeous. If I take my little border punch and punch a border, now I can stick that in this pocket and then have that ready to go to like decorate a card or something like that. So that is the other idea that I had. So that's basically it. And then you can just fill this as you desire. So for example, here are my little pieces here. Now I could either keep them in the bag, you know, and then just fold the bag over and tuck them in the pocket, or I could take them out and then just display them here. I could put these little guys up in here. I mean, I have lots of options. I also have, if I can find them, little cut aparts that I had left over. So these would fit perfectly, you know, in these little pockets here, right? So just cute way to hold your ephemera bits, create a card kit to give to somebody, fill it with whatever you want. You could do it in different colors, different papers, all that stuff, but you just used 2 8x8 pieces of pattern paper, and that's how I put it together to create this cute little fun folder. And then don't forget, we made a bonus pocket here, which I did not do in my little first project that I made. So it was another option. All right, so that's basically it. That's the quick and dirty tutorial on how I made my ephemera folder. I'm going to decorate this up a little bit, and then I'll put a picture at the end. I hope you liked it, and thanks for watching. I will see you again soon with more tutorials. Have a great day. Bye-bye.